Hey guys, it's Baban, and I decided to do another Dangan Ronpa thing, seeing as I did a Goodbye Despair one. I figured I'd do one for the first one as well, to see if I've improved any. I think I did the first one in January. I'll put a link to the speed paint of that at the end of this video. But yeah, I wanted to see how my style had changed. I know it's only been like a few months. I think I did the last one in January, and this is March now. I want to see if I could mess around with the characters from this one, because there is so many characters. I want to see if I could mess about with them and not have them all look the same as the other lot. I want to see how much like facial variation I can get going. And I think it's okay. I don't know. You'll see by the end. Anyway, I didn't record the very start where I do like the really scribbly sketch, because that really does take me quite a long time, because it is a real mess and I just spend a lot of time like poking at it and trying to like fix stuff and move stuff. But yeah, this is me doing the cleanup sketch. I do try quite hard to make the first one sort of clean, but it is scribbly by nature because I'm trying to keep a bit of the flow in. You can see I've got the spiral down like I did with the last one, because I wanted to go for like a similar thing but flipped. Like literally just flipped, like mirrored. So I went with the spiral again, and you can see how I've sort of built everything around that spiral so that you follow it along the same as I did with the last one. I do want to do a video on composition, but I really want to think about it first, so that's definitely something I'll do in the future, but I'm not sure exactly when. But yeah, I just want to explain the way I compose things, and like you can see here the way I'm using the hair to sort of make that big swoopy curve along the side to lead your eye around. But I want to go into more depth with composition, because I think that's like the really minor stuff, like just manipulating little bits like that. But there's bigger concepts about it overall. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I tried to go for a lot of facial variation, but I've noticed that I'm sort of sticking to larger chins. Like, I really had a thing about not liking how in Disney stuff everyone has like a tiny little chin. All the girls have tiny little chins and, you know, little button noses, and they all look cute and nice. And I started giving everyone bigger chins, and it's sort of become the norm in my thing now, and I don't want there to be like a norm. I want everyone to have their own set of weird features. I want to be able to, you know, draw any sort of combination of features. Well, I suppose it's just become a thing that I've got a bit too complacent with. I need to mess about more with faces again. Or learn how to make them not too obnoxious, but just obnoxious enough. That seems to be what I go for with my stuff. It's like obnoxious, but not too obnoxious. Like nice, like interesting, but not obnoxious. Interesting, but not so bad that it's obnoxious. That's what I mean. Yeah, anyway, this sketch didn't turn out too bad, actually. My sketches are usually worse. I've usually got to go and clean them up quite a bit, but this all came together quite well with the... I only had to do one clean-up sketch. I didn't have to keep going and messing about. I think I mentioned this in the last one as well. Like a lot of I think it's just like anime style. Like a lot of the main characters are like important characters. They tend to all have really similar features, and I think it is a lot to do with the style. It's sort of like, I heard someone describe anime style as like inbred, because everyone just like copies from everyone else and they end up losing everything. It feels like that really has happened with anime faces. Like, they all look the same pretty much. Like, I struggled a lot to actually pick out any differences in the faces, like, after looking at them for a while, I sort of started to, but before that, it was like, yeah, they all look the same. If you, like, made all their eyes the same colour and moved, like, the clothes and the hair, they'd all look the same. I don't know why that bothers me so much. I don't think it bothers everyone else as much as it bothers me, but I don't know, I prefer looking at someone with an interesting face rather than, like, a pretty face. Like, I don't stare at pretty people, I stare at the weird looking fuckers. I think I'm nearly done with the sketches, I've only got a few more to do. I ended up, what I usually do when I start these, the first scribbly sketch you can see, I'll do those in different layers. Like, the centre, the first, like, 3 or 4 characters, they're in one block, and then there's a block of, like, others around them. Because I've got so much overlapping going on, it's easier to put them on different layers. So you don't have to, like, maybe go and erase stuff and then end up making more of a mess. You can just put it over the top and then go and erase a little bit over in the other layer. And I think I did it with the clean-up sketch as well, just to make sure that everything was where I wanted it. And I ended up doing the line art in one layer, which I don't think I did with the last one, which was a bit of a bad idea, because I like going and changing the line art colours. And when it's all on one layer, you've really got to pay attention to where you're filling in. Whereas when it's on different layers, it's a little bit easier. So yeah, that was a bit dumb, but I don't know why I did that. I think I must have just zoned out. Art coma. Yeah, I don't think it ended up looking too bad. I'll hate it soon and want to do something else, but I at least hope it's better than the last one I did. The line art, I don't think I put much of the line art in this, just because it's not very interesting to watch me, like, redraw over what I've already done. And it would have took ages, because, you know, spending ages on the line art is annoying, and you don't want to watch all that. My sketch turned out pretty clean, it's usually a lot messier. Yeah, right, I am quite surprised how clean this turned out. And I really enjoy drawing hands. Hands are really fun to draw. I don't know how the hell I figured out how to make them look like half decent, but I did, and they're fun to draw now. And I'm still using nose lines, but I've, like, pulled them round onto the cheeks now and made them a bit less strong. I calm them down by changing the colour of the line art as well later, but what do you guys think of them? Do you think they're obnoxious? I've had people say that they are obnoxious when I used to do them a bit stronger, but I think they're a bit better now. Do you guys have any little quirks like that you do with your drawing? Because I like hearing about it. Like, the reason I started doing the nose lines was to define the bridge of the nose and the shape of it, because I was, like, having a lot of fun messing about with different nose shapes. So I really wanted to, like, accentuate it, like, the weird shape, just show the bridge of the nose and how the sides of the nose curve round. And how it, like, moves around onto the cheeks. But yeah, what do you guys do, or what, like, weird habits have you picked up or got? Like, whether you do like them or not. And which of these characters is your fave? Like, who's your fave out of Dangan Ronpa 1? I think I like, shit, I can't remember actually, I can't remember who's there now. What's the guy with the big hair? Is he called Yasuhiro? The guy with the massive hair. He's pretty cool. And, what's her name? Asahina. I don't know how the hell you say her first. If anyone knows how you pronounce her first name, it's like AOI. Is it like Aoi or something? I've got no clue. I can usually figure out how to pronounce the other names. Like, in like how it's supposed to be said in a more Japanese sort of tone of voice, but I cannot figure out how to pronounce her name. Looks like I've left more of the line art in than I expected. I think it's going to stop in a minute though. I will spare you most of the line art. I've just left a little bit in. And I'm not sure why, but I prefer a lot of the designs in Dangan Ronpa 2. I still can't quite figure out why, but I want to go and have a better look at all the designs sometime, because I don't know why they look a lot better, the ones from the second one. I don't know, they've got a bit more variation to them, I think. I don't like how a lot of the girls are just in, like, school, well, actually all of them are in, like, some variation of a school uniform, but there's not as much variation in the first one, but there is in the second one. Like, most of them, it took me a while to notice that they were actually all in some variation of school uniform. Then again, I'm not really familiar with Japanese school uniforms, because I'm not a dirty weeb and I'm not Japanese. Yeah, the colouring. I've done a tutorial on how I did the colouring for this, like unified palettes and picking colours that will work together and bring everything together in like a big illustration like this. So I'll put a link to that at the end as well. I hope I can remember what video I said I'd put a link to at the start as well. And I will apologise for not doing many videos recently. I got my hands on Zelda, so I've been playing Zelda because I'm a bit of trash for Zelda. No, it's a good game. I will be drawing some Zelda stuff sometime. I'll put a link to the Zelda painting I did during like last year's E3 hype. Yeah, I'll put a link to that as well, so you can watch that if you need some other like speed paints to watch. That one took a good while, but yeah, I want to draw a fancier one this time because I like doing stuff that's like similar to what I've done in the past, because you get a good comparison of how you're getting along, and I just want to do more Zelda art. I like Zelda. And I think I forgot to record adding in the little highlights and details, but you can tell what's going on there, and I explain it in a colouring video. I think I'm adding in like little blushes on the cheeks and little freckles and stuff. And adding in this, centre it all. Now I said with the last one, I try and keep the composition, even when I know I'm going to add this over the top that's going to help to centre it more and make that where you look. I still pay attention to the composition of how all the characters are posed without it, because I want it to look good without any like logo over the top. I just like adding those in because it makes it, I don't know, it pulls everything together again, doesn't it? Like I said with the colours, it's to bring everything together. I think I'm doing the eyes there, that's why it's all jittery and going around drawing those all in. Anyway, yeah, that's it finished. Ta for watching. Is the links to the other videos I mentioned. Ta for watching. Give us a like if you enjoyed it. I'll put links to all my stuff in the description. Ta for watching. Bye bye.